I'd like to start off by saying, how do you get your internet presence wiped clean? You'd have to talk to the government about that, and I want people to look into this because I've been hitting up my governor and Biden and Trump and the media for over a year. How does a sexual predator just vanish offline is the real question. And the whole thing about it is it can be done, but you gotta know someone, you gotta be someone, you've gotta bribe someone, pay someone off. And unfortunately my father, he's a sex predator, and I mean it's clean. His internet presence is just gone. And there's only one way to explain it, and that's because the government's involved. Corruption is involved. And it's sad that I can't even get the media to do their job. It's sad that the FBI won't do anything. It's sad that I contact the Megan's Law website where you can actually go and pull it up, but even some of the information has been wiped clean off of that website. I mean, it's sad. I can't contact anybody. I can't go viral because no one gives a shit. And it's just, what do you do? I mean, if you knew someone was walking around and they, are a predator. I'm not saying my dad's a bad guy. He's a good guy. He's the most protective person I've ever met in my life. But the thing is it's the system, and it's broken. And in his case, it's exactly what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. And Jeffrey Epstein was able to avoid detection because if you pulled out your phone, you pulled up his name, and this bad stuff should have popped up, because there are companies that actively go after this and try and get people's information and their pictures, and they put it out there, and then when you want it removed, you got to pay money. So I know that it's messed up how this is all going on right now, because my dad don't have the money to do that. I mean, I'm sorry, but that cost a lot of money. And we're talking over 25 years worth of pictures and case information. And I mean, his when you type in his name, Herman, Herman Segelke, Segelke, I mean, it is clean, like really, really clean. And how is that even possible? I mean, it's not possible unless the government is doing it. And that's exactly what's going on right now. But the simple fact that the media, which in Latin means middle, I mean, they ain't doing a damn thing. I mean, nothing. I've been contacting them for over, a year, and I've been dealing with, a lot of other things, and when I say things, it's just more corruption, more, crap that people don't know about that is the real deal. And I am just straight up censored. And it drives me nuts that the lengths that this government will go to, and the lengths that the media will go to all cover their own ass. Because why? It's freaking sad. I mean, there's so much stuff that I know that, I could say, and people would scratch their head and be like, yeah, right. But, a lot of this is true, and, I'm a smart dude. I'm good at putting things together. I've been around. And it's kind of helped that I've been put in a lot of places that maybe I shouldn't have, like running around the Bay Area with no non-disclosure agreement for over 10 years. I mean, I've seen a lot of things that maybe I shouldn't have, or that, I could have, but I'm not supposed to say anything because, oh, well, I can, but the people that are working in these things sign NDAs, so they can't talk about it. And I never signed no NDA. The only NDA I've ever signed is with Amazon. And I even got almost a million people a raise at that company on October 1st, 2023. So I know how it works, how the NDAs work and all that, and I'm free to say whatever the F I want, you know? But this media, man, I mean, like, I contact Gavin Newsom, you know, and this dude will not do a damn thing. I've been hitting him up for over a year. Nothing. You know, I post, you know, what I can to try and get out, but obviously people don't give a crap, you know, because if you can tie in, you know, what I know to, like, say, the survivors that were out speaking, you know, in Washington on Wednesday with their lawyers, and I think there were 9 victim survivors of the Epstein situation, and even with Epstein, I mean, everybody's asking the wrong question. Yeah, the guy's a freaking turd, you know. He did a lot of bad stuff with a lot of underage women, but that's just part of what's going on, and people just, you know, I'm not sure if they don't care or they're just not informed, or, you know, or they've just got a short attention span and, you know, can't think past what's going on with his situation. But even look at Trump. I mean, he will not bring out that information. And the question is why is, you know, because there's a lot more going on than, you know, our government wants people to know about. And it's extremely unfortunate that, you know, I'm trying to show people how Jeffrey Epstein avoided detection, and everybody is just straight made it just miserable for me. I mean, there's a lot I can get into, like my city burning the day after the election, or just a few days later my car miraculously starts on fire, you know, burns to the ground. I mean, just when you know too much and you open your mouth sometimes, like, bad shit can happen, and usually that bad shit that's happening is coming from the government. I mean, directed from the government. And I'm not making this up. I mean, like, Biden was the choo-choo train guy, and he liked to have trains knocked off the tracks. And when I had brought up to him the fact that my family's old land was chosen to be, you know, hold part of the Olympics in 2032, that what happens the next day? A frickin' train goes down at the Olympics ongoing last year, you know? And it's not hard to hire criminals or have people in FBI or the Secret Service do bad stuff, you know, to hurt our people, you know? And it's not even them. They could hire people like Blackwater to do this type of stuff, and they'd happily do it. They make lots of money, you know? So, I mean, it's sad times for this country. We as people have elected losers, and that's the whole thing. Is I even exposed how the cheating goes on with inside the machines, you know? I brought that up, you know, to Trump. I showed him, you know, and maybe they were showing me how it was done. I just had to bring it out into the open. But I'm the one that brought it to the attention of, you know, world leaders, of Trump, you know? I did that, no one else. And what they can do to you is, you know, like I said, I mean, maybe burn a city, or burn my car down, or, you know, put me in a situation where I have no job and no money, and now I'm homeless, you know? I'm straight right here. What's not straight is the corruption with inside our government. It's just out of control. It's extremely sad, and all I can do right now, is recommend that you take a look at HermanSegelke and try and figure out where all his sexual predator information for over 25 years went, gone.